Arsenal win the Premier League. The 10 moments that won the Gunners the title for the first time in 22 years. Arsenal have won the Premier League for the first time in 22 years. The Gunners have had a topsy-turvy season and title race with Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. From Max Daumann's cameo to Eberechiez's heroics, here are the 10 moments that won the Gunners the title. Arsenal have won their first Premier League title in 22 years after a topsy-turvy season and riveting title race with Manchester City. The Gunners were crowned champions after Manchester City were held to a 1-1 draw by Bournemouth, as Mikel Arteta's side won the league with a game to spare. After 3 years of finishing in second place, Arsenal pulled out all the stops to get over the line this time, but it came with a lot of drama. Arsenal had a busy summer transfer window, with big signings such as Victor Gyökeres, Martin Zubimendi and Noni Madueke coming in through the door to raise the floor of the team. But perhaps the most ruthless bit of business came when Arsenal pinched Eberechiez off rivals Spurs during the first week of the new season. Ez was all but set to join Arsenal's fierce North London rivals when the then Crystal Palace midfielder gave Mikel Arteta a call. Arteta was about to enter a board meeting and persuaded the Arsenal hierarchy to make a move. Ez hasn't had it all his own way this season, as he did have crucial moments that got Arsenal vital points. He scored some stunning winners against former club Palace and Newcastle that showcased why the Gunners signed him, those special one-off moments that very few in the Arsenal squad can bring. Those 2 goals were worth 4 points alone. Ez's first real magic moment in Arsenal colours came via an assist, and one that helped dictate the title race. In September, Arsenal were struggling against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Erling Haaland had put City ahead inside the first 10 minutes, and the Gunners were struggling to break their opponents down, despite restricting them to just 33% possession, the joint lowest of Guardiola's career. But in stoppage time, Ez's pinpoint long-range clip over the top of the City defence found Gabriel Martinelli, who chipped Gianluigi Donnarumma, to claim a vital point for Arsenal and take 2 points off City. In October, Arsenal faced a crunch weekend in their season. They were set to travel to Newcastle on a weekend when they were already behind in the title race. Up until that point, Liverpool, backed by the biggest transfer window in Premier League history, had a 100% record and were threatening to pull away. Arsenal, meanwhile, deemed St James Park as a bogey ground, having lost 4 out of their previous 5 trips to that stadium. The door was opened for Arsenal when Liverpool lost at Crystal Palace on the Saturday, through a last-gasp winner from former gunner Edin Nketiah. But Arsenal's hoodoo at Newcastle was continuing, as Nick Woltemade put the Magpies in front right up until the 83rd minute, when the Gunners' strength in depth came to the fore. Former Newcastle midfielder Mikel Merino levelled it up from a short corner routine. Then Arsenal captain Martinodegaard put in an emphatic cameo off the bench as he returned from injury. The Norwegian's corner was met by Gabriel, who headed home, to spark jubilant scenes in the away end. Later in the season, even Arteta referenced the importance of that match. If we'd lost at Newcastle, we'd have been 8 points behind Liverpool in October. Yet the following weekend, Liverpool lost again at Chelsea, and an Arsenal win over Palace, courtesy of an S strike, took the Gunners top for the first time in the season. They barely let top spots slip for the rest of season. Spurs will have been absolutely sick of the sight of Ez this season. If it wasn't enough that Arsenal pinched Ez off them right at the last moment, the England international saved his best performances of the season for the North London derbies. Former Spurs boss Thomas Frank had tried to make light of facing him at the Emirates back in November. "Who's Ez?" he joked in his pre-match press conference. But it backfired as Spurs couldn't get near him. His performance was a brutal exhibition of what Spurs missed out on, performed by a man seemingly on a mission to hammer home the message. he certainly made his mark, and did so in historic style, becoming the first Arsenal player since 1978 to score a hat-trick in a North London derby and inspiring the Gunners to a thumping 4-1 win. Ez was the hero again for Arsenal in February, as they ran out 4-1 winners again in former Spurs interim boss Igor Tudor's first game. The former Crystal Palace star took his tally of derby goals to 5 for the season, leaving Spurs wondering what might have been had they got his signature over the line. Arsenal's 1-0 win over Brighton in March was not a good game of football. The post-match reaction was dominated by Fabian Herzler's comments that the Gunners were time-wasting and how he would never tell his team to play like that. But the full-time scenes after Arsenal held on to a 1-0 win were particularly poignant, as just after the whistle went, news came through that Man City had dropped points at home to Nottingham Forest. Arsenal was 7 points clear at the top of the table,